BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hey, I'm Sam, I'm your thirsty guy for BodyBags, and this week I am doing, for this Asian Ghost Week, I am doing The Grudge 2. It's pretty good. Came out in 2006, directed by Takashi Shimizu. I'm so sorry. And the idea of the movie is, it's the second Grudge sequel to the first American Grudge movie, in which case was a really nice movie. This one, not that bad. Not, if you're to compare it, the first one's better, but it's not like by much, it's just better. And it's a very interesting story because it's like, you have two stories, but if you want to be very technical, it's technically 3 stories. But when it's all said and done, it's 2 stories. So, so the 3 stories. The first story follows, the sister of Sarah Michelle Gellar's character from the first movie. She ends up, trying to burn the house down, and, ends up finding out she's not able to, so the ghost is still alive. So her sister goes to Japan to find her, to bring her home, and, for her kind of thing, right? That's how that goes. So that first story is like right after, basically, The Grudge. I don't think it's like that much longer. I'm pretty sure it's like just right after. The next 2 stories, the first one is like about 2-3 years later, I think. And it follows a new set of girls, like these 3 girls. The house is still there. And they go inside because they're stupid and dumb. It's like, ooh, let's go to this haunted house. And of course, if you've seen the first one, or if you've seen them in general, then, well, you know what happens to people who walk inside of that house. And the third one follows this family. Now, my bad. Second story, the set of girls, obviously, still takes place in Japan. The last story is in the States, I'm pretty sure. And it's this family moving into a apartment complex, I think. Yeah. And when the movie is all done, it doesn't wrap everything together, but it wraps the last 2 stories together. And so the idea is that the first story is the sequel, and the next 2 stories, it's like its own thing that takes place a couple years later, kind of thing. In which case I thought was nice. It was interesting. It was, it's pretty cool. 3 stories all knotted up together at the end of the day. It's pretty cool. Although I will have to admit, so in every single horror movie, there's like the rules of the movie, So for like slasher movies, it's like, don't go sleeping around. You gotta be a virgin if you want to survive the night, kind of thing. So in The Grudge, the idea is if you stay in the house, if you go inside of that house, then you're gonna be cursed. It can't just pull you inside of it. You have to walk in there on your own. I'm gonna spoil it. The ghost freaking cheats in The Grudge 2. The girl, the sister, I guess I'm spoiling. The sister is about to walk inside of the house, but she doesn't. And the next thing you know, the ghost ends up kind of like pulling her into the house. Like, she's outside one moment, and the next moment she's immediately inside the house. And it's like, you can't be serious. Oh my god. You cheated. The ghost cheated. Oh, I'm done. Game over, man. You lost. The movie has a lot of nice effects / how certain things happen. Like, there's a scene where one of the characters has a red room, and there's a picture of like the house, and there's like this black figure, like very dark, you can't really see, it's just like a black kind of like oval looking thing, and like grows. and ends up, the entire picture ends up being black, and then, like, the water, because it's in, like, the tub, there's not tub, but, like, you know, the square tub or whatever, the whole thing, the water, the picture, everything turns black, and then it kind of, like, you could tell that it changes. It's not like water anymore, it's like some kind of, like, weird substance, and then next you know, the ghost, like, comes through the top of it, and it's like, whoa. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I feel bad for the guy that's in there, but that looks pretty good. And then, spoiler alert, in the beginning of the movie where they're like, oh yeah, this person's in it, and that person's in it, and they're like, and Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it. It's like, oh, she's in it, she's in it. It's not even 5 minutes she's in the movie. She's in the movie. She's still in the hospital, and the ghost chases her, basically. She ends up on the roof, and then the ghost, like, yeets her off the roof, and she dies. It was tragic. I'll never forget her in Call of the Dead. Black Ops 1 zombie map, if you don't know Call of the Dead. Look it up. It's a pretty good one. Siberia Lighthouse. George Romero is the boss. Well, not the boss, but, you know, he chases you around the map and trying to kill you because, you know, he's not a zombie. Anyways, back to the Grudge 2. If I had to rate this movie right now, probably something around the lines of a, well, there's a few things I liked and a few things I hated about it. So, I think I'll give it like a, I'll give it like a 6.5. Yeah. To be completely honest, whenever I rate a movie, not that it's just random, but it kind of is random. I mean, like, if it's like a 6, it's okay. If it's like an 8, it's great. Best thing ever. 9, obviously. And then if it's like less than like 4 or 5, it's probably a movie I don't expect myself ever watching again, unless it's like with a group of friends or whatever. So like, I can see myself watching this movie again later on, whether it's a marathon or just watching it, because it's a cool way of making a movie, having like 3 stories wrapped around each other, not feeling like it's too little. Kind of like how well, not kind of, like the opposite, whatever I'm trying to figure out, of this would be like Rob Zombie's Halloween, where that's like watching 2 movies in one, and that's like an hour and a half, 2 hours long, where if Rob got what he wanted, that would have been 2 separate movies, where the one would have been Michael as a kid, and then the second one being the actual remake, in which case probably would have been a lot better than what ended up coming from that whole thing. But anyway, I liked how they did that. I just hate how the ghost cheated. And that Sarah Michelle's in it for 5 seconds. But anyway, sorry about my voice. I've been sick, and I hope that my voice comes back to me. Not it comes back, but you know, I don't have to sound like this the entire video, because I'm sure that if I had to talk like this the entire video, it would be very annoying, or maybe, I don't know, something like that. Go get myself like a ASMR mic and start talking like this on it. Oh my god. Dude, there's probably people that would love to hear that. But anyway, I meant to talk like a deep voice every single time I do this. Write in the comments, do I sound deep when I'm talking like this, or do I sound sick when I'm talking like this? Because if it's deep, then maybe I'll force this more often, so that people can think that I'm actually, you know, that I'm older than I look, I guess. I just need that beard to pop up. Anyway, I'm Sam. I'm your Thursday guy for BodyBags. I did the Grudge 2. Look at those creepy eyes. Do it, get you. And I gave this movie a 6.5. A lot of nice stuff about it. It's definitely worth a watch, especially if you already watched the first one. I've never seen the third one, and I don't know if I know they made that one that came out in like 2018 or whatever, and I have seen that, but I haven't seen the third one, and I don't know if they made a 4th one, unless that 4th one was the one that came out in 2018. Anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself, and I will see you next week.